Listen up, because what you are about to hear is going to set some boardrooms on fire, and I do not care. The manufacturers spend millions on glossy ads to convince you their newest horizontal rig is a gift from the hunting gods. But most of those guys have never sat in a freezing tree stand or dealt with a blown string at prime time. I have spent months digging through the real data and the field failures for the 2026 season. If you are looking for a participation trophy, go somewhere else. If you want the cold, hard truth about what is actually worth your hard-earned cash, stay right where you are. We are ranking the top 5 most powerful crossbows for 2026, and I am pulling no punches. The TenPoint TRX Ultra is the speed king that the rest of the industry is currently chasing. This is the fastest crossbow ever built, period. And if you have a need for raw, unadulterated velocity, this is the only name on your list. Launching a bolt at 515 feet per second is not just impressive, it is a middle finger to the laws of physics. They used a reverse draw design to get a 16.25-inch power stroke, while keeping the whole thing only 6 inches wide when it is cocked. That means you are carrying 242 foot-pounds of energy into the woods, which is enough to pass through a grizzly and the tree standing behind it. But that speed comes with a massive, painful cost, and I am not just talking about the $3,500 price tag. The deal breaker here is the maintenance nightmare, because those snap-on knocks and extreme speeds absolutely shred strings and cables. You are looking at horrible serving life. And if you do not have a specialized target rated for over 500 feet per second, your expensive bolts are going to blow right through and disappear into the dirt. Pull the trigger, only if you have deep pockets and a local pro shop on speed dial to handle the constant string upkeep. If you want a rig that feels like a rifle and hides in a closet, the Ravin R500 is the compact terror of the 2026 season. They packed 500 feet per second of death into a platform that is only 3.6 inches wide when it is cocked. That is not a crossbow. That is a surgical tool for the thickest brush you can find. The hex coil system is a mechanical marvel that lets the cams rotate a full 360 degrees to generate massive power in a tiny footprint. It hits with 222 foot-pounds of energy, which will flatten any buck on the planet out to 100 yards. But here is the deal breaker. The mechanical complexity is a ticking time bomb. Between the screw drive cocking system and the proprietary bolts, you're locked into a very expensive ecosystem that has been plagued by recalls for unexpected discharges during the cocking cycle. If you do not get that cocking handle to a positive hard stop every single time, you are holding a hazard, not a hunting tool. Walk away. The performance is legendary, but the reliability issues and the recall history make this a gamble I am not willing to take with my safety. The Excalibur Hybrid X is the one for the guy who is sick and tired of cams, cables, and being held hostage by a bow press. This thing is the first ever expedition-grade compound recurve hybrid, designed to be bulletproof when you are miles from civilization. It fires at 435 feet per second, but the real magic is that you can change the strings and cables in the field without any special equipment. That is a level of freedom that Ravin and TenPoint owners can only dream about when their rigs go down in the middle of a hunt. It uses a caged riser to protect the cams and stout recurve limbs that are built to survive a nuclear winter. But do not think for a second this thing is perfect, because the deal breaker is the noise. At 109.5 decibels, this crossbow sounds like a screen door in a hurricane, and it is going to wake up every deer in the county when you let one fly. It is also a heavy beast, weighing over 10 pounds when you actually get the scope and quiver attached. Pull the trigger. If you value reliability and DIY maintenance over a quiet shot, this is the toughest rig on the market. The TenPoint TX Ultra 29.5 is the flagship for hunters who still want a forward draw feel without sacrificing the speed that 2026 demands. It is the fastest forward draw bow they have ever built, clocking in at 460 feet per second with a rock-solid riser design. They use twin riser technology to cut down on flex and limb torque, which translates to groups that are 70% tighter at long range. The handling is elite, and that AR-style thumb safety is the best in the business, allowing you to stay on target while you go from safe to fire. But even the gold standard has a deal breaker, and it is the quality control coming out of the factory. Hunters are reporting that the screws mounting the riser to the rail can be loose right out of the box, turning your 460 feet per second powerhouse into a scattergun that cannot hold a group. If you do not take a torque wrench to this thing before you hit the woods, you're going to be wondering why you are missing easy shots at 20 yards. Pull the trigger. Just make sure you do a full nut and bolt check before you trust your season to it. The Barnett Hyper Raptor GTX is the blue-collar assassin that is currently making the $3,000 brands look very nervous. It delivers 425 feet per second and 142 foot-pounds of energy for a price that will not require a second mortgage. The real hook here is the micro-diameter arrow technology, which gives you insane penetration and way less wind drift than the standard-sized bolts the other guys are shooting. It is compact at only 7.5 inches wide, cocked, making it a dream for ground blinds where space is at a premium. But here is the deal breaker. The build quality is a total crapshoot. Owners are reporting improperly machined frames that chew through cocking devices. And if you have an issue, good luck getting Barnett's customer service to do anything about it. You are essentially gambling on whether you get a Friday afternoon lemon or a Tuesday morning masterpiece. Walk away. A cheap bow that you cannot trust is the most expensive piece of gear you will ever own, and Barnett needs to fix their quality control before I recommend this to anyone. That is the list for 2026. I do not take a dime of sponsorship money from these brands, so I can tell you exactly what they do not want you to hear. I do not care about their feelings. I care about yours when you are staring at a wounded deer because your gear failed. The next video is going to cover something you have been asking about for months. We are going deep into the truth about range-finding optics. Subscribe right now, or you are going to miss the most important gear breakdown of the year.